What if the secret to a life of calm, purpose, and unshakable strength was written down by a Roman emperor nearly 2,000 years ago? Welcome to Daily Stoic Habits, where we dive into timeless wisdom to help you thrive in today's chaotic world. In this video, we're unpacking the philosophy of Marcus Aurelius, emperor-philosopher whose words still guide millions to live in harmony with themselves. Hit that subscribe button for Daily Stoic Habits and ring the bell so you never miss a dose of practical wisdom. Let's jump into how Marcus's ideas can transform the way you face life's challenges. Picture a man ruling an empire, commanding armies, and facing betrayals. Yet every night, he sits alone, scribbling thoughts not for fame but for his own soul. That's Marcus Aurelius, a guy who didn't just talk about living well, he lived it under pressure most of us can't imagine. His book, Meditations, isn't some dusty old text. It's a raw, honest guide to staying grounded when the world feels like it's falling apart. Why does this matter today? Because we're all fighting our own battles, stressful jobs, endless notifications, that nagging voice in our head saying we're not enough. Marcus's philosophy, rooted in Stoicism, offers a way to cut through the noise and find peace by aligning with your true self. Stoicism, at its core, is about focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. Sounds simple, right? But Marcus took it deeper. He believed living in harmony with yourself means embracing your flaws, mastering your emotions, and acting with purpose, no matter what life throws at you. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending everything's fine. It's about facing reality head-on and choosing to rise above it. His words hit hard because they're not theoretical. They're battle-tested by a man who dealt with plagues, wars, and personal loss while trying to be a good leader and a better human. This video is your guide to Marcus's blueprint for inner peace. We'll start by exploring his life and the Stoic principles that shaped him, giving you context for why his ideas pack such a punch. Then, we'll break down what it really means to live in harmony with yourself, how to stay calm when your inbox is exploding, or when life feels like a never-ending to-do list. Finally, we'll show you practical ways to apply Marcus's wisdom, from daily habits to mindset shifts that can make you feel more centered, starting today. Can you imagine having a mental toolkit that keeps you steady, no matter what's going on around you? Why does Marcus Aurelius still resonate? Because his struggles mirror ours. He wrestled with self-doubt, distractions, and the weight of responsibility, yet he found a way to stay true to himself. His philosophy isn't about escaping life's chaos, it's about thriving in it. Whether you're grinding through a tough workday, navigating family drama, or just trying to figure out who you are, Marcus's words are like a friend who's been there and knows exactly what to say. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear path to start living with more intention and less stress, using lessons from a guy who led an empire while keeping his soul intact. So, stick with us as we dive into the mind of Marcus Aurelius and uncover how his Stoic wisdom can help you find balance in a world that's anything but. If you're ready to level up your mindset and live with more clarity, this is the place to be. Don't forget to subscribe to Daily Stoic Habits and hit that notification bell. We're dropping Stoic-inspired content every week to help you build a stronger, more purposeful life. Let's get started. Imagine a man perched atop the Roman Empire, its weight pressing down on him like a storm cloud. Marcus Aurelius, born in 121 CE, wasn't just any ruler. He was a philosopher king, thrust into power at a time when the world seemed to teeter on the edge. His life was a crucible of responsibility, leading armies, managing a sprawling empire, and facing personal tragedies like the loss of several children. He ruled from 161 to 180 CE, a period marked by wars, plagues, and political intrigue. Yet, amidst this chaos, He found solace in scribbling thoughts in a private journal, seeking not fame, but clarity. His challenges weren't unlike ours, balancing duty, stress, and the search for meaning, making his insights timeless. Marcus's reign was no golden age. The Antonine Plague ravaged the empire, killing millions and shaking its foundations. Barbarian invasions threatened the borders, demanding constant military campaigns. Betrayals and rebellions like that of his general Avidius Cassius tested his trust. Despite these, Marcus strove to be just, temperate, and wise. Qualities he honed through a philosophy that became his anchor, Stoicism. This wasn't a mere intellectual exercise for him. It was a lifeline, a way to navigate the storms of life without losing himself. His commitment to duty, even when exhausted, showed a man trying to live up to an ideal, not just for Rome, but for his own soul. Stoicism, the philosophy that shaped Marcus, began centuries earlier in Athens around 300 BCE, founded by Zeno of Citium. It taught that virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is the path to a good life. Unlike other schools chasing pleasure or glory, Stoics focused on inner strength, urging people to master their emotions and align with nature's rational order. Zeno's ideas were carried forward by thinkers like Epictetus, former slave whose teachings on controlling only what's in our power resonated deeply with Marcus. Seneca, a Roman statesman, also influenced him, emphasizing practical ethics over abstract theory. These philosophers built a framework that didn't promise happiness, but offered resilience, a way to stand firm when life's winds howled. For Marcus's Stoicism wasn't just ideas. It was a daily practice. Raised in a privileged Roman household, he was mentored by Stoic teachers like Junius Rusticus, who introduced him to Epictetus's works. This philosophy shaped his worldview, teaching him to see himself as part of a larger cosmic whole, where every action ripples outward. It gave him tools to face adversity, whether a plague decimating his people or the death of a child, without crumbling. Stoicism taught him to focus on his own character, to act with integrity, even when others faltered. It was his shield against despair, his compass for decision-making, guiding him to rule with fairness rather than fear. The fruit of this philosophy is Meditations, a collection of personal notes never meant for public eyes. Written in Greek during military campaigns, often in a tent under flickering lamplight, it's less a book than a conversation with himself. Marcus wrestles with doubt, reminds himself to stay humble, and reflects on life's fleeting nature. You have power over your mind, not outside events, he writes, a mantra for staying grounded. The text's purpose was self-improvement, a way to realign his actions with his values. Its raw honesty and guarded, unpolished, makes it powerful. He doesn't preach. He struggles, questions, and seeks to be better. It's offering a window into a mind grappling with universal truths. Meditations holds enduring significance because it's not a manual for emperors, but for anyone facing life's unpredictability. Its fragmented style mirrors how he thinks, scattered yet searching for meaning. Marcus explores themes like mortality, duty, and self-discipline, urging himself to live in harmony with nature's rational order. For him, this meant accepting what he couldn't change, like death or betrayal, and focusing on what he could, his thoughts, his choices. The work's impact lies in its universalities centuries later. It speaks to anyone feeling overwhelmed, reminding us that peace comes from within, not from a perfect world. Marcus Aurelius's life and meditations show Stoicism in action, not as cold detachment, but as a vibrant, practical guide to living well. His struggles as a leader and a man make his philosophy relatable, while Stoicism's roots give it depth. Together, they offer a roadmap for finding balance. It's not by escaping life's trials, but by facing them with clarity and courage. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who scribbled his deepest thoughts in a tent amidst war, saw living in harmony with oneself as the cornerstone of a meaningful life. For him, this wasn't about chasing fleeting pleasures or bending the world to his will. It was about aligning his mind, actions, and existence with a rational universe, embracing his flaws and choosing virtue over chaos. In his meditations, he defines this harmony as accepting who you are, guiding your life with reason, and syncing your soul with the cosmic order, a dance between personal clarity and universal truth. His philosophy offers a lifeline in a world that often feels like a storm, urging us to find peace, not by controlling life, but by mastering ourselves. This idea of harmony begins with self-acceptance. Marcus didn't mean puffing up your ego or ignoring your faults. He meant staring your imperfections in the face, your temper, your doubts, your limits, and owning them. You have power over your mind, not outside events, he wrote. A reminder that peace starts with embracing what makes you human. This acceptance isn't passive. It's active. A choice to live authentically, rather than pretending to be someone you're not. For Marcus, knowing yourself meant stripping away illusions, whether it's the need for approval or the fear of failure, grounding your actions in what's true to your core. The first pillar of his approach is self-awareness, a kind of mental mirror. To live harmoniously, you need to understand your values. What matters most to you, not what the world says should. Are you driven by kindness, honesty, or courage? Marcus urged relentless honesty about your strengths and weaknesses, not to judge yourself, but to navigate life with clarity. He'd sit alone, reflecting on his day, asking where he fell short, or let anger take the wheel. This wasn't self-punishment. It was a way to grow sharper, to align his choices with his ideals. In our own lives, this might look like pausing to question why we're stressed or what's really behind our decisions, practice that cuts through the fog of routine. Next comes controlling emotions, or rather, not letting them control you. Marcus was no stranger to frustration. Ruling an empire will do that. But Stoicism taught him to focus only on what's within his grasp, his thoughts, his reactions. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, he wrote. A rude coworker, a missed deadline, even a betrayal, these only harm you if you let them hijack your mind. He practiced stepping back, assessing situations with reason, and choosing responses that served his values. This isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about directing them, like a captain steering through rough seas, ensuring they don't capsize the ship. The third principle, living according to nature, ties it all together. For Marcus, nature meant two things: your own human nature and the universe's rational order. As humans, we're wired for reason, connection, and purpose. So living naturally means leaning into those traits, thinking clearly, helping others, acting with integrity. But it also means seeing yourself as a small but vital part of a larger whole. The universe, in Stoic eyes, is a web of cause and effect, governed by reason. To live in harmony is to accept your place in this web, to flow with life's currents rather than fight them. When a plan fails or loss strikes, Marcus would remind himself it's part of the cosmic rhythm, not a personal attack. How does this stack up against other philosophies? Take Taoism, the ancient Chinese school of thought. Like Stoicism, it emphasizes harmony, but through effortless action, going with the flow of the Tao, or the natural way. Where Marcus uses reason to align with the universe, Taoism leans on intuition, urging you to move like water, adapting without force. Both seek balance, but Stoicism is more disciplined, almost militant in its call to master the self. While Taoism feels softer, like a breeze guiding you, yet both agree fighting life's natural order leads to suffering. Buddhism, another cousin, shares Stoic themes of detachment and self-awareness. The Buddha taught that suffering stems from clinging to desires, outcomes, even identities. His path to liberation involves mindfulness and letting go, much like Marcus's focus on controlling only what's in your power. But Buddhism dives deeper into the illusion of self, aiming to dissolve ego entirely, while Marcus accepts the self as a real, flawed thing to be refined. Stoicism is practical, rooted in daily action. Buddhism is metaphysical, seeking ultimate transcendence. Still, both point to inner peace through clarity and acceptance. Offering tools to quiet the mind's chatter, Marcus's vision of harmony feels like a call to stand tall in a world that pulls you in every direction. Self-awareness keeps you grounded, knowing your values like a compass. Emotional control lets you face storms without breaking, choosing reason over reflex. Living according to nature connects you to something bigger, easing the sting of life's randomness. Together, these principles form a blueprint for not just surviving, but thriving, finding calm in chaos, purpose in uncertainty. Unlike Taoism's gentle flow or Buddhism's quest for transcendence, Marcus's Stoicism is a warrior's path, disciplined, practical, and fiercely human. It's about waking up each day, flaws and all, and choosing to live as the best version of yourself, in sync with the universe's quiet. Rational pulse. Life today feels like a treadmill set to sprint, less notifications, deadlines that never sleep, and a social media feed screaming for attention. The pressure to keep up, to be perfect, to have it all together, can leave you drained, anxious, or lost in a mental fog. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced his own storms, offers a way out, not by escaping the chaos, but by building an inner fortress of calm. His Stoic philosophy, forged in the crucible of an empire, speaks directly to our modern struggles, work stress, the comparison trap of Instagram, and those quiet moments when you wonder if you're enough. By applying his ideas through self-reflection, emotional mastery, and purposeful living, you can find balance in a world that's anything but. The challenges we face are relentless. Work demands constant hustle. The meetings drag on, and the threat of burnout looms like a shadow. Social media doesn't help, bombarding us with curated lives that make ours feel small. Scroll through X or TikTok, and it's easy to think everyone else is thriving while you're stuck. Then there's the mental toll, rising anxiety, a sense of disconnection, or the gnawing fear that you're falling behind. Marcus would recognize this. His empire was his battlefield. Ours is a screen-lit, overcommitted life. His solution? Focus on what's in your control. Your thoughts, your actions, and let the rest go. One of Marcus's core practices is self-reflection, a habit as simple as it is powerful. He wrote in meditations every night, not to vent, but to dissect his day, asking where he aligned with his values and where he slipped. Today, this might mean keeping a journal. Spend 10 minutes before bed, jotting down what went well, what didn't, and why. Did you snap at a coworker? Why did it bother you? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about clarity, spotting patterns, and growing. Studies show journaling reduces stress and sharpens focus. Think of it as a mental gym. Even a quick note on your phone works. Lost patience in traffic. And next time, breathe and let it pass. Over time, this builds a habit of self-awareness, helping you navigate life's noise with a steadier hand. Another tool is managing emotions. Where Marcus's view from above technique shines, picture yourself zooming out, seeing your life. From a cosmic perspective, your city, your country, the planet, a tiny speck in the universe. That argument with your boss? It's a blip. A post that got no likes? Irrelevant in the grand scheme? This mental shift, which Marcus used to stay calm amidst betrayals and wars, helps you put problems in context. Because a client ghosted you? Try it. Imagine your stress as a dot on a vast canvas. It doesn't erase the issue, but it shrinks its grip, letting you respond with reason, not reflex. Pair this with deep breathing. Science backs it for lowering cortisol, and you've got a practical way to stay grounded. Whether stuck in traffic or facing a family feud, living with purpose, Marcus's third pillar means prioritizing what matters to you, not what the world demands. In meditations, he urges himself to act with intention, to cut away distractions and focus on virtue, wisdom, courage, justice. Today, this might mean defining your core values. Is it family, growth, kindness? Once you know, simplify your life around them. Say no to commitments that don't align. Skip that networking event if it drains you. Don't follow accounts that spark envy. A 2023 study found minimalism boosts well-being by reducing decision fatigue. Marcus would agree. A simpler life frees you to live deliberately. It's not about doing less. It's about doing what counts. Let's see this in action. At work. Imagine you're swamped, deadlines piling up like bricks. Instead of panicking, channel Marcus. Reflect at day's end. What can I control tomorrow? Better time management, clearer communication. Use the view from above when a coworker's snark stings. Zoom out. See their words as fleeting and respond calmly. Prioritize purpose by focusing on tasks that align with your goals, not just what's urgent. One tech worker read about on X started scheduling deep work blocks, inspired by Stoicism, and doubled her productivity while stressing less. In family life, Stoicism transforms conflicts. Say your teenager storms off after an argument. Reflect. Was I patient? Did I listen? Journaling might reveal you're reacting to stress, not them. Use the view from above to see the fight as a moment, not a crisis. Your love for them is bigger than this. Act with purpose. Apologize if you were harsh, or set boundaries with kindness. A friend of mine tried this, taking 5 minutes to breathe and reflect before addressing her son's attitude. The result? Fewer shouting matches, more connection. Relationships thrive on Stoic principles too. When a friend cancels plans, don't spiral into resentment. Reflect. Maybe they're struggling. Zoom out. One flake doesn't define your bond. Act purposefully by reaching out with empathy, not accusation. A couple I saw on a forum applied this, using Marcus's ideas to navigate trust issues. By reflecting on their triggers and choosing responses aligned with love, they rebuilt communication. Stoicism doesn't make you cold, it makes you intentional, fostering bonds that last. Marcus's philosophy isn't a quick fix, it's a practice. Journaling carves out space for honesty in a world that rewards noise. The view from above keeps you steady when emotions flare, whether it's a bad day at work or a personal slight. Living purposefully cuts through the clutter, letting you build a life around what's true to you. These tools don't erase modern challenges. Work will still be hectic. Social media will still tempt comparison, but they give you a framework to face them with resilience. Marcus, scribbling under lamplight, wasn't chasing perfection. He was chasing clarity. In our own chaotic lives, his wisdom lights a path to harmony, not by changing the world, but by changing how we move through it. Marcus Aurelius's philosophy, rooted in Stoicism, stands as a beacon for those navigating life's turbulence. His Meditations, a collection of raw introspective notes, offers a framework for living with purpose and calm. Its strengths lie in its practicality, accessibility, and timelessness, making it a tool for anyone seeking clarity. Yet it's not. Without flaws, its idealism can feel daunting, and its application falters in complex modern contexts. Its influence ripples through philosophy, psychology, and today's self-help movements. But critics question if Stoicism fits everyone. Let's unpack this, weighing its brilliance against its limits. The power of Marcus's philosophy is its real-world grit. Unlike abstract theories, Stoicism is a toolkit for daily life. Marcus didn't write for scholars. He wrote for himself. Wrestling with stress, doubt, and duty as a Roman emperor, his advice focused on what you control, accept what you can't. His simple, yet profound. Lost a job? You can't undo it, but you can choose how to respond. Its practicality shines. In small, actionable steps, journal to reflect, pause to reframe anger, prioritize values over distractions. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Psychology found Stoic practices like negative visualization, imagining worst-case scenarios to reduce fear, lower anxiety. Marcus's ideas work because they're tested in the fire of his own struggles, from plagues to betrayals. It's making them relatable to our own battles with work stress or personal setbacks. Its ease of application is another strength. You don't need a philosophy degree to use it. Marcus's maxims are clear. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Anyone can start today. Write a sentence about your day, breathe through frustration, or ask, does this align with my values? In Meditations, he urges simplicity, cutting through life's noise to focus on character. This accessibility draws people across centuries, from CEOs to students. On platforms like X, users share how Stoic habits like morning reflection help them stay grounded. It's a philosophy that meets you where you are, requiring only a willingness to try. Its timelessness ensures it endures. Marcus wrote in the 2nd century, yet his words fit 2025's chaos, social media overload. Career pressures, existential dread, human nature hasn't changed. We still grapple with fear, loss, and the urge to control the uncontrollable. His call to align with the universe's rational order transcends eras, offering a north star when life feels like a storm. Whether it's a Roman emperor or a gig worker, the struggle to stay true to oneself is universal. Its durability makes Meditations a staple in bookstores and podcasts. Its wisdom is fresh now as it was under lamplight. But it's not perfect. Marcus's philosophy can feel overly idealistic. He urges virtue and self-mastery, but what about days when you're barely holding it together? His Stoic ideal, calm, rational, unshaken, sets a high bar. In Meditations, he sometimes seems detached, as if emotions are mere obstacles. For someone juggling a toxic workplace, parenting, and mental health struggles, this can feel out of reach. The Stoic emphasis on personal control sidesteps systemic issues, poverty, discrimination, or trauma that shape our choices. Marcus, an emperor, had power most don't. His advice assumes a level of agency not everyone shares. Complexity also challenges its application. Modern life is a web of competing demands: work, emails, family drama, global crises on your feed. Marcus's advice to simplify or focus only on your mind can seem reductive when you're drowning in responsibilities. His view from above, zooming out to see problems as cosmic specks, helps with perspective but doesn't pay the bills. Critics argue Stoicism risks fostering passivity. Accepting what is might dull the drive to fight injustice. In nuanced Situations like navigating a manipulative boss or cultural expectations, Stoic clarity can feel like a blunt tool. Lacking the flexibility needed for messy realities, its influence, though, is undeniable. Stoicism shaped Western philosophy, informing thinkers like Montaigne and Spinoza. In psychology, it echoes in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which, like Stoicism, teaches that thoughts drive emotions. A 2019 Journal of Clinical Psychology study linked Stoic practices to improved mental resilience, validating Marcus's approach. Today's self-help world, think Ryan Holiday's The Obstacle is the Way, or Tim Ferriss's podcast sows a debt to meditations. On X, Stoicism trends among entrepreneurs and athletes who tout its focus on discipline. Reach spans high school classrooms to corporate retreats, proving its adaptability. But is it for everyone? Critics say no. Stoicism's emotional restraint can feel cold, clashing with cultures or personalities that value expressiveness. Some, like artist types, thrive on passion, not detachment. Others, facing systemic oppression, may find its accept what you can't control mantra disempowering. It's hard to journal your way out of structural inequality. Psychological research suggests Stoicism suits those already inclined toward introspection, but less so for those needing external support. Marcus's philosophy assumes a baseline of stability, which not all have. Marcus Aurelius' Stoicism is a lighthouse, practical, approachable, eternal, yet not flawless. Its strength lies in empowering individuals to master their inner world. But its idealism and rigidity can falter in life's gray zones. Its influence spans centuries, shaping minds and movements, yet its fit depends on the person. For those seeking clarity in chaos, it's a gift. For others, it's a starting point, not a crawl. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who found solace in quiet reflection, left us a guide to living in harmony with ourselves. His Stoic philosophy, etched in Meditations, teaches us to embrace our flaws, steer our emotions with reason, and align with the universe's rational flow. Through self-awareness, we uncover our values. Through emotional control, we face chaos without breaking. Through purposeful living, we carve meaning from life's noise. These ideas, born in a Roman tent, cut through the clutter of our modern world work stress, social media's pull, the weight of uncertainty, offering a path to inner peace that's as vital now as it was then. Stoicism's value lies in its promise of resilience. It doesn't shield us from pain or guarantee success. It equips us to stand firm when life shakes. Marcus's wisdom shows that true calm comes from within, not from a perfect job or a flawless life. His call to focus on what we control, our thoughts, our choices, frees us from the trap of chasing what's out of reach. In a world of endless distractions, this philosophy is a lifeline, helping us find clarity and purpose amid the storm. It's not about detachment, but engagement living, fully, flaws and all, with intention. So what's the next step? Start small. Tonight, grab a notebook or your phone and jot down one moment from your day where you shone, where you stumbled. Ask yourself, did I act with kindness? Did I let anger win? This self-reflection, Marcus's nightly ritual, builds a habit of honesty. Then, define your values, maybe family, growth, or courage, and let them guide your choices. Say no to what doesn't matter. When stress hits, pause, breathe, and zoom out, seeing your problems as fleeting dots in a vast universe. These practices aren't magic. They're muscles strengthened daily to help you live true to yourself. Today's world feels like a whirlwind, notifications buzz. Expectations pile up and the future looms uncertain. Yet Marcus's Stoicism reminds us that harmony isn't found by silencing the chaos but by centering ourselves within it. His words, written under flickering lamplight, urge us to live deliberately, to face each day with courage and clarity. By embracing his ideas, we can navigate our own battles with grace, finding not just survival, but meaning. Asterisk. Due to time constraints, we'll wrap up here. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it sparks even a small change, I'd be thrilled. Save it to your playlist to revisit anytime. Like and share it if a single notification could shift someone's life. And subscribe for more Here's to Thriving Together. See you soon. Asterisk.